Guys, what a difference the last 3 weeks have made. We as Cowboy fans have been on one hell of a roller coaster ride lately, and I'm telling you, what we're seeing unfold with the Eagles right now is exactly what I predicted would happen. 3 weeks ago, Eagles fans were laughing, talking about how if the Eagles beat the Cowboys and the Bears, they'll have locked up the NFC East before December even hits. Unbelievable. And of course, it's December, so the Cowboys are just going to suck, right? That's what everyone was saying. Eagles fans were talking about the Cowboys game like it was just a tune-up, and had the nerve to say that the loss they took to the Cowboys means nothing. What's up, Cowboys? Welcome to the NFL Playbook, Cowboys. If you're new here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. This channel is all about breaking down everything you need to know about the America's team. Look, let me tell you what's basically been happening with the Eagles. There's been this soft underbelly, this undercurrent of things brewing. A.J. Brown pointing fingers at the offense. You've had people talking about the offensive coordinator, Kevin Patullo, and everything else, right? But they were still winning games, and winning cures a lot of problems. But I kept saying, they're just waiting for that ignition, that heat source to finally turn them over. And I think that's really happened now. The craziest thing about watching the Eagles game today against the Bears was this. When I saw the Eagles going against the Lions earlier in the season and saw that defensive front with Jaylen Carter and Jordan Davis, I was like in awe. I was like, those are the two best guys out there as a combination. The way they were pushing the pocket and batting down balls, I was just like, man, that defensive front, those guys are grown men going against kids. But the amazing thing was when the Cowboys played them, Tyler Booker was the king. He neutralized Jaylen Carter. Jordan Davis was more effective than Carter, but those guys looked like they were physically beaten. Now, this was a short week. The Cowboys had to play on Thursday. The Eagles did get one more day, and they were playing at home, but it was still a short week for them to play against the Bears today, and the Bears had to travel in. Their defense gave up over 280 yards in the ground today. Now, Caleb Williams, don't go through and think that Caleb Williams was Joe Montana or something, because he wasn't. There were like 5 interceptions that should have happened over 8 passes, like 3 before half. The Eagles just couldn't capture them. I don't know where this Eagles team goes from here. Eagle fans are done with their team. They're just like, this season's over. They think they're in free fall. Eagles are done. Cowboys are going to win the division. I'm not ready to go there right now because the Eagles do have the Commanders twice still, so they've kind of got an easier road to hoe maybe. But the Cowboys are back in the conversation, and the Cowboys are healthy, which is something the Eagles are not right now. Some people think that if Jalen Hurts starts, so he's getting all the blame, that they're not winning another game. They're saying he can't read the field, he can't see the receivers, his accuracy stinks, and that A.J. Brown is right. All I'm going to say is this. It's only been 3 weeks. 3 weeks and 3 games. And in the NFL, things can change quickly. So the Cowboys, much like what the Eagles did to the Lions, where they were able to push up the middle, get right into the face of Jared Goff, we can do that right now. We can do that right now. And speaking of what we can do right now, let's talk about this win over the Chiefs because, man, that performance just keeps looking better and better. The Dallas Cowboys win over the Chiefs got even better looking back at Dak Prescott's fantastic performance. Some eye-popping numbers we need to discuss here. Let me get more in-depth on the play of Dak Prescott. 3 areas in particular that often swing a game are blitzes, pressures in general, and third downs. And the numbers from Dak Prescott in this game were eye-popping. Dak was blitzed at his highest rate of the year, 48.7%. Historically, he's always been really good against the blitz. The Chiefs said, "We're just going to blitz you." And he was awesome. 15 of 19 on the blitzes, 190 yards, no touchdowns, 1 interception. Really, only one of the few times he was hit, like really hit, led to a bad throw. EPA was positive, 0.47 EPA per play. That is his 4th highest expected points added. It's just like, okay, are you doing things to move the ball, get first downs, get in the end zone? It's a good overall big picture stat. By the way, that 0.47 EPA per play is higher than any individual quarterback has this year, period. You put up 0.47, you're almost always winning. Although I will say Dak and Mahomes both put up really high EPA per plays in this game, and one of them ended up losing. Dak historically has been great against the blitz, and he's been good again this year, plus 1.3, which is really high. If you're in 2.3, you're approaching MVP conversation. 7.5 yards per attempt, 9 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, 70% completion rate. Few quarterbacks consistently, let alone at this high level, are able to beat pressure in the way Dak Prescott did against the Chiefs. Dak against pressure in this game was 10 of 12. He took 0 sacks, 108 yards, 2 touchdowns. EPA per play was plus 0.67. That is unbelievable. Dak Prescott, by the way, became the first quarterback this year with 100-plus passing yards, 2 touchdowns, and no sacks under pressure. There are a handful of higher EPA per play games, not many with this level of dropbacks or completions or attempts. By the way, Dak Prescott this year has 3 of the top 10 EPA per play games against pressure. Nobody else has more than 1. The other 7 quarterbacks are 7 different quarterbacks. He was unbelievable in the face of pressure. In general, all quarterbacks over the course of a year have a negative EPA against pressure because they're going to take some sacks, and sacks are bad for EPA. But Dak was nails in this game. He was also unbelievably clutch on third downs. This is why you beat the Chiefs. Dak Prescott on third downs was 11 of 15 on the 16 attempts he had. 145 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception, 9 first downs. This does not include a 4th and 4 they picked up for 10 yards. He converted 3rd and 7, 3rd and 9, 3rd and 10. All on one drive, by the way. Another 3rd and 7, 2 3rd and 3s, one of them from a goal-to-go situation, a 3rd and 2, and a 3rd and 8, plus 0.61 EPA per play. Now, it's third downs. If you're good on third downs, the EPA is going to be super high. Dak Prescott was nothing short of money in this game, even with the early interception. And let me tell you about George Pickens, who also delivered in the clutch against the Chiefs. Ian Rappaport had an update on Pickens, who is not going to be hitting free agency. Rappaport said pregame he has been everything the Cowboys thought and more. My understanding is the Cowboys will keep him around, likely with the franchise tag. Now, it'll be expensive, but they don't want him going anywhere, and they will work on a long-term deal. As a reminder, the Cowboys can afford to pay George Pickens. They don't have a lot of cap space on the books right now, but their restructures will free that up. Pickens is having a record-setting year, and there's 5 games to go. It has already been a career season for George Pickens. He's 1 target shy of setting a career high. He has 10 more catches than his previous career high. He has 3 more touchdowns and 2 more yards, and there's 5 games to go. Now, he is contending for the most receiving yards in the NFL. Pickens has a bit of a personality, sometimes off-field, but he's having a great year. The Cowboys are very happy with him. Dak is happy with him. That trio, Dak, Pickens, and Lamb, that big 3 is working. Big Quinnen Williams is rapidly becoming one of my favorite players on this Dallas Cowboys team because he has been everything that I wanted him to be. Next Gen Stats and also Pro Football Focus have 6 pressures for Quinton Williams against the Chiefs. He had 85 and 6 pressures in his 3 games. Again, 9 times this year, a Cowboys player has recorded 5+ pressures. Quinnen is 3 of 3 in those games. He already has more pressures this year for the Dallas Cowboys than he had for the Jets in the 8 games he played for them. He is an awesome football player. This is exactly what I wanted. He's a great run defender. Wasn't as good against the run this week. The Chiefs had some success, but the pressures were there. He almost sacked Mahomes like 2 or 3 different times. He's got 5 quarterback hits. That's over double what he had for the Jets this year. He has been everything I wanted and more. Now, let me tell you a sad reality. The Cowboys are going to have to run the table still to get in there. We have to get somebody else to fall out. We can beat the Lions and be the 1 seed, but that means we need the Packers or the Bears or Seattle or San Francisco to fall off the face of the earth. We got to have one of those teams start to fall. Now, what our biggest hope should be is that the Bears are who we thought they were. And that they can beat up on the Packers down twice because they play them twice. If the Bears can beat up on the Packers, we're good. Or if the Eagles can continue to implode. The NFL is crazy like that. Things change so fast. And right now, we're in the conversation again. The Cowboys are healthy, they're together as a team, and we're playing our best football at the right time. That's all you can ask for. And with the Eagles falling apart the way they are, that door to the division is opening wider every single week.